supervisor can make your life or either break you from that company.
Right. Okay.
And I want to become a good supervisor. And doing supervising, I want to become a good person. Know how to manage. Not only school has taught me more than getting a degree in management, I want to learn how to manage my life accordingly. Manage my time, manage my money, manage my relationships. And that's what I've learned here at Chattanooga State.
One of the last things I want to ask you, it was just put on my heart when I see a lot of people passing away, you know, young people, younger than, you know, either one of us. And I think a lot of times in my brain I'm like, what would they say to the people that they love if they knew they had such a short time? I know you have children. You've learned a lot over your time here on earth, but what would you say to maybe a young person who is from your neighborhood or who is struggling through school? What life lessons or pearls would you give over to that kid or to your children if that was going to be some of the last thing that you were going to say to them? What would you tell them is the main goal, the main gist of life and conquering life and getting through life? What would you tell them?
Enjoy happiness, because it's not always here. Your education. I hate it when my mother and them told me education is a gift. And you're there at school, because I was a knucklehead. I fought. I got the scars all over my body to prove that. You know, I don't have to ever go out there and prove myself to nobody when it comes to that. But I fought for respect. I was in a gang for respect. I was out there doing wrong for respect. And now that I'm at the age that I am, I had to learn how to respect myself. I don't need all that other stuff out there in the streets. And so many young people go through these hallways, go out here in the front, they take these classes for granted. It's a gift. It's a gift that needs to be cherished, just to go to some of these classrooms and learn what we are privileged to learn. I see that now. It's just like, if you don't have knowledge, how can you change anything?
Right.
You don't have to. Now that I know what to do, now that I've been gifted with the knowledge that I have, I know the difference between right and wrong.
Right.
And to take it as an example, someone can go up here and tell you anything that you want in the Bible. But it's up to you to go and open the Bible up and really see if they're telling a lie or not. But if you don't read that Bible, you're going off what somebody says, and they could be telling you a bald-faced lie.
Right.
And then that's a lie. This is the key right here. Religion is something that not only you've got from somebody else, but that's something that you give to your kids, and so on and so on, to the people that you trust. So if you passed on, you pass that lie on to you, to your kids, to their kids, and education teaches you, hey, if this wrong, let me go in and research this.
Right.
I didn't know. I was a thug. I was out there in the streets. I didn't know nothing about writing a paper until I came here to Chattanooga State. I never had to do that in high school. I didn't know anything about, hey, researching this project. All I did was go in there and do math and English, and then that was it. Maybe a little bit of sciences back in my day, that was it. So when I came here, hey, I had to open that book up and research about Aristotle. I never knew anything about that. You know, ethics.
So if you didn't have education, you wouldn't have, your brain wouldn't have been opened up to another world that was out there.
Right. And see, in the projects where I'm from, again, hey, we go out there, we don't like this, the white man is holding us down, this, that, and the other. There's nothing can be further from the truth. If anything, yes, you're holding yourself down, because now we have the opportunity to be the best person that you could be. I tell my kids all the time, if you go out here and you become a street sweeper, you be the best street sweeper you can be, and I'm proud of you. If you want to go out here and work on a garbage truck. You be the best garbage truck operator that the Lord allows you to be.
Right.
And I got your back 300
And there's nothing
times.
wrong with that.
Nothing
as long
wrong
as
with
you're
that.
doing it to the best
Nothing
of your
wrong with
ability.
that. Because, hey, you got people now that have college educations that go out here, they're working in Wendy's and McDonald's.
Right.
But I bet you those kids know what to do. Those people know what to do. And when it calls on them, the opportunity comes, they can automatically go on over there. Because at the end of the day, they have that paper saying that, hey, I got an education. I know how to do this. I got an education in liberal arts. I know how to say this. I know how to act this way. I got an education in management.
Right.
So that provides you with that opportunity.
So education is just not about sitting in the classroom.
No.
It's actually about opening your mind to something else that's out there, learning more,
Right.
growing yourself.
Right.
So I wanted to really just reiterate that and just pull that out, because so many times it's seen, picking up a book or reading something is seen as, something that's boring. And I want people to really, the students out there to really see that it is, wherever you're from. I grew up in Avondale. Wherever you're from, it doesn't matter the clothes, all that stuff that you dress up in, the costume that you put on, you're still that kid that grew up back there in that neighborhood, So it's not uncool to be smart or to be educated or to speak with proper English or even wear a tie like you said before. You have to do what you have to do in order to find yourself and to find your calling, So is that something that you see that is cool now that you wouldn't have saw back in the day? Would you have, thought that you would have been here in the position that you are back in the day when you were going through all that stuff?
You take this analogy. You, back in my days, rap. I was there when rap first came out. I remember when Power 94 first came on the radio.
Right.
And I'm not telling my age like that. But simple things. I thought that tie, again going back to that tie and that suit, I thought wearing that tie and that suit, hey, that guy's smart. He ain't cool. He a nerd. I don't want to kick it with him.
Right.
We're beating them guys up.
Right.
Be real with you. We were beating them up, And that was the stereotype that we had. Now, you look at artists like Jay-Z. Jay-Z, one of the best rappers in the world.
Right.
Ludacris, one of the best rappers in the world. Can flow. I listen to him all the time. But when they through rapping at the end of the day, that 9 to 5, they go home, put something nice on when they go talk to those businessmen.
Yeah.
When they're talking about contracts, they go, you see them in suits in some of their videos.
Right.
Puff Daddy, you see him in suits all the time, drinking the nice stuff, getting their grown on.
Right.
And so that's what you have to do. You have to be versatile. You can't lose yourself. Some days I wear a suit. Some days I come in here with some jeans. I'm in jeans right now. Jeans and some Chucks on right now. Because that's what I have to be.
Right.
And
I think all those guys, like you said, the Puff Daddies, the Jay-Z's of the world, a lot of them have college degrees. Lil Wayne, those guys have college degrees. They're educated men. They're not dumb.
Right.
No matter what the media or different outlets project them as, they're not dumb guys. They know their business. They own themselves. They are making money because they have a brain there, not because they rap so well or because they have all the women or all the cars, but because they have something here.
Exactly.
So you are really speaking to us when you're saying educating yourself, actually taking that hat off, that street hat off, and putting on the education hat, just to get something in your head to open up your brain to what you really love to do in life.
I mean, you break it down. Once again, this is the way I live my life. I try to break things down to the least common denominator.
Right.
And you look at it. How can these cats be dummies when they're buying other franchises? Puff Daddy. How could he be dumb and he been in the game for so long? LL Cool J been in the game, 10, 20 years now?
Right.
How can he stay on top of everything if he was dumb like that?
Right.
And LL, he's a making movies. Queen Latifah making movies. She used to rap. Switched on over. You have to wear. You can't wear that same old mask or that same old hat that we was talking about earlier. Because if you do, you're gonna get left. Even water, simplest thing on earth, H2O. If you leave water in somewhere and it sits too long, it gets stale. So why are you gonna let yourself sit and take on this one aspect, this one feature, and get stale? You have to be versatile. If not, you're gonna get stale, and stale things get thrown out or left behind. It's just that simple.
So we should value ourselves, no matter what our color is, no matter what neighborhood we come from, no matter how poor we are. We should value ourselves enough to give ourselves the chance to be educated. You know, to learn what's out there, not to just say, okay, well, I'm from Avondale, I'm from the West Side, that's where I'm gonna stay, you know, for the rest of my life. You know, there's nothing wrong with being from those neighborhoods, but there's a world outside of all those places that we come from, and there's nothing wrong, would you say, with exploring those places out there to be better for ourselves. Still not forgetting where we come from. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Not forgetting where we come from. Not saying that we have become white or that, you know, we don't care about the, like you said before. You make 10 cents more, so then you can't speak to the person down the street. How important is it for us to stay humble no matter where we go, no matter how much we learn, or where we get a chance to travel outside of maybe, I know for myself, I was given the opportunity to travel to Kenya and Africa and different places in Europe, but I still came back to Avondale to eat Sunday dinner, you know. At the end of the day, you know, my grandmother is still my grandmother. She still stays there at 2310 Gilbert Street, you know. So give me that. Like what is that? What is that that pride that we should have when we leave those places, such as the West Side, and we go to other places? Should we, you know, feel disconnected from those places that we stay in, or what is that feeling? Like, what do you do when you become educated and you used to stay in the West Side? What do you do? How do you stay legit? You still got street cred?
And that's what the street cred is, nothing more than you being yourself. That's the trick. It goes past education, because that's the trick to life. If you can't find that level that's right there in the middle, I can be educated and be happy with who I am. That's the key.
That's the key.
That's the key right there. Because you can get all kind of degrees and MBAs and this, that, and the other. You can call you a doctor. And half of those people, they still have problems. When I was making $1 an hour, hey, I got $1 worth of problems. When I was making $10 an hour, I got $10 worth of problems. And see, that's what people don't see. You know, that's what people. That's the way the world is now. You want to see, everybody wants things so quick. They see the end result. They don't want to see how much work has went into it. They don't want to see how much, because it is work. Getting an education is work. And if you lose yourself in it, you'll either stop or either you'll succeed. But at the end of the day, you have to find that line that's in the middle. Because if you don't, no amount of books gonna give you that. You can get, Mama always used to tell me, boy, you can have all kind of book sense, but if you ain't got no street sense, no common sense, you lost. And see, that's the line, common sense. If you got common sense and you put it with that book sense, you powerful. You can do anything. You can leap tall buildings in a single bound. You can stop bullets. Or you can invent something to stop that bullet. You can invent something to help you leap that building. And that's the key to life. That's the key to not losing yourself and having an education. Two of those merge, it's a beautiful thing. Because you can go out there and not only go into those circles where the common man can't go, but you understand who and what the common man is. You can relate to common problems. And we lose that. We lose that. And it's up to us. Any revolution that has been started, it started on the college level, on the university level. Because we're young enough to go out there and fight the cause. We have enough strength, and we're open to new ideas. coming from the common man. You see a problem with the common person, go out there and fix it, but fix it in an educated way.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you, Tony. All right, man.
No problem.
We learned a lot from you, a lot of life lessons today. All right. Thank you, man.
All right.